Okay, Asia session live, starting Asia session in less than a minute here, looking at Tokyo market open, and I'm sitting on Nikkei at the moment. So Nikkei, higher time frame breakout levels, bearish, everything bearish basically. Week is in breakout reversal, daily is also in breakout reversal, but we're at the point where it can easily flip. So at the moment, I'm looking for a breakout setup on the weekly here. We have a breakout over here, and we have a flip of that breakout level on the daily. So this is a pullback pattern. So there's three different types of breakout trades I'm looking for, and the continuation here I'm looking for the continuation move, and I have the pullback pattern. We have the breakout. We have two breakouts here, breakout and another breakout. So breakout, breakout, and then we have a fake out of the low. Price came up, faked out the high above that breakout level. That's a fake out retracement. Getting below that breakout level is a re-breakout, and then I'm looking for this trend breakout move. So if price can get below this previous day low, then I'm going to be interested to take this down. Took a nice trade on gold in New York, and I ended up taking partials here at the daily open, and want to take it all the way down. Looks like it reacted right at that range, but let's see, I already took most of the partials there. Okay, so I'm looking for that breakout below. The ideal scenario would be a breakout below this level instead. These breakouts are always going to be better with the existence of this low. If you have this low, it tells me that the market has rejected the push down, and so I know that there's stops below here. So the problem with this particular configuration is that these stops are all the way down here. So it's not the ideal setup to take. I would prefer if the breakout comes from down here, or this entire structure is pushed up a bit. So not ideal, but it does look okay on the M5. So on the M15, we have on the daily breakout followed by two opposite facing fake out bars. That's a range. And right now on the H8, we've triggered that H8, and it's a breakout on the H8. The H8 closed in breakout. Actually, just faked out that previous week low. And so I'm looking for price to get down below. So again, I'm always looking for one of these patterns here. These are all based off of simple entry patterns. It looks complicated, but they are all based off of these simple entry patterns. All of these patterns are all based off of one of these reversal, continuation, or pullbacks. And so I'm looking for the way that the H8 is behaving right now. We have the breakout level right here, fake out the low, price came up, faked out the high below that breakout level. This is a breakout continuation. These setups allow me to drop down to lower time frames, but not going to do that. The range is so tiny, so I'm not interested in taking a breakout continuation trade. I'm looking for that trend breakout below this previous low. And so the previous H2 low is right over here. So I'm essentially just waiting for price to get down below. So Tokyo market already opened. Want to see a closure below here, and then I'll be taking this breakout down to low of the week. Let's see, is there any level over here? Okay, so this is the idea on Nikkei. On gold, I'm still bearish on gold. Inside day, no setups for me just yet. That was a retracement breakout, trend breakout. The better trade would be from down here to take a continued breakout move. But we are right at that range, so I don't want to be doing anything there. I want to see this range get taken out. So gold, I already took my partials here, went break even, and let's see what happens there. NUAU, inside day. These are all range setups, but I don't trade Forex until the H4 bar closes in about 1 hour. So just focus on Nikkei at the moment. Okay, I can also see here on Nikkei there's an inside bar in the range. we have triggered the low of the range, so we are bullish. So I would prefer this to definitely either come up here and I can take a sell from up here, which let me see. I'm looking at the M15. Um, don't see any levels over here that I'm really interested in. So I would like to see a closure below this entire range. Inside bar and the H2 as well. So we are in a range, faked out the low. Definitely not going to be interested unless we get to the highs or break out below the low. Okay, I'm still waiting on Nikkei. Nikkei never closed below, so no entries. There's some yen news at 12, so that's probably why it's in a holding pattern at the moment. Definitely want to see this breakout. There's a range again on the H1, so preferably I want to see a breakout bar on the H1. But it looks like this is just going to be ranging until news. Technically, this is an entry right now. I could get in aggressively over here with low risk, but I'm just going to wait for news. I was looking at the scanner, found a couple on these NZD pairs. Looking at UJ, well, this is not an NZD pair, but USD breakout continuation move, broke out below the previous day low, and this is a continuation. If it gets below here, that's an entry. Only reason why I'm kind of hesitating on this is because there's news soon. So, or not soon, still about 2 hours away. Don't really want to get caught in some ranging here, so I'm not going to be entering this. But technically, if it closes below this M30, then this would be an entry, or probably below here. I would probably wait for this. This could be an entry. So again, hard time frames pushing down. 3 months monthly are aligned. Week is in a false breakout. Flipped that breakout level on the weekly, got below it. So we're flipping bias on the weekly. Day is in a trend reversal. Daily has flipped its breakout level, bullish, flipped that breakout level, and then getting below previous day low. So this is why I'm interested to take this down. Once it breaks out below this H8 low, then I can drop down to the M5 and time the entry. So M5, I'm trading the H8 bar in the M5. We have a breakout over here. So the breakout pattern. So again, I have these breakout setups. I'm looking for breakout patterns here. We have the breakout level, flipped that breakout level and got below. So this is a false breakout move. Didn't trigger that high. So it's not the strongest one, but it did get below the low. So that's a trend reversal. So this is a trend reversal breakout over here on UJ. It'd be stronger if it has the fake out of the top. And the reason why, when you have this fake out at the top, then it tells me that price was rejected. So this doesn't tell me that price was rejected, but it did flip that breakout level. So technically it could take this down. So it broke out, continued to break out. And then over here, this pattern is a breakout continuation pattern. So instead of this pattern, I'm looking at this one for the continuation. So price initially broke out, and now we have the breakout level over here. Price came down, did not trigger the low, but came down and actually did not trigger the high here either. So this is still not ready to go, but since it did break out below the H2 breakout level, then I can drop down to the H2. And so over here, I see flip of the breakout level over here, and then a false breakout move here. So this is a reversal pattern. This one up here. So you can see how the market is fractal. All the setups work on every single time frame. You have the breakout, and then price flip that breakout level, and you have a false breakout move over here. Again, not the cleanest one. So it's always better when it's a lot cleaner, but over here, there's probably, you have two fake out bars in a row. When it's not so clean, then usually you're somewhere in a range. especially when these patterns are so close to each other. So I spoke about that in the subscription about healthy momentum and unhealthy momentum. So when you have breakout levels too close and too narrow, then you're going to be most likely in a range. And just by looking at the bar flow, I could see so many fake outs, right? So this tells me that rejected, rejected, rejected. And so price is stuck in a range here. So now it broke out and came back underneath. So this would be an entry here. But again, I'm not going to take it because of news. I don't really know what yen is going to do. I don't want to get caught in that. So I was talking about NZD. So I saw all these NZD pairs and I liked NZD Swiss. So right now, NZD Swiss, 100% bearish, everything bearish, trend breakouts on weekly, everything trend breakouts. So I'm basically looking for a breakout continuation. Broke out below the previous day low, below the H8 low. Once it triggers this H8 low, I can drop down to lower time frames on the M5. Broke out again over here, got above the H2, and now I'm looking for that simple entry pattern here. Gonna hide that for a second. And I'm essentially looking for these pullback pattern over here. So breakout, flip the breakout level, faking out the high right now. It's faking out the high. That's a fake out retracement. If it can get below this H2 breakout level, then that's a re-breakout. And I would want to trade this back down. So I'm looking for this move on NZD. Let me see how much I can get here. Don't think it'll be not the greatest, but I can hit 1R at least. Didn't see any levels on the left, and so I don't know if it'll just continue on down or not. Yeah, so waiting for that. Since it triggered the H2, then I can drop down to the M2. This is where I trade the H2 bar, and now I can look for my entry patterns over here. So we have the breakout. Breakout did not take out that high, so if it does not take out that high, does not fake out that high, then I'm not trading this variation. I'm trading this variation. I want to get below this low. I want to see a breakout of a low. And the H2 low, M30 high, M30 low is right over here, right next to that H2 breakout level. So I'm just going to wait for this to cross. Okay, so Nikkei, yeah, just got to wait for news on this. I don't want to get stuck in this range here. I want to see a breakout. And waiting on NZD Swiss. UJ, I like yen pairs in general, but again, there's news soon, so it's safer to just wait. Okay, so waiting on NZD Swiss. Okay, price pushing on down. We're below the H2 breakout level. I want to see this close below. So again, what I'm looking for, breakout on the H8 and the previous day low. Triggering that H8 allows me to drop down to lower time frames. I drop down to the M5 where I trade that H8 bar, and price came up, triggered this H2 high, and this allows me to drop down to the M2. And so now I'm looking for a flip of the H2 breakout level. And if we get down below here on the M5, then we are trading a re-breakout on the H2. Okay, so let's wait about 3 minutes here. And if it closes below, then I'm going to take that continuation trade. It's going to be less than 1R, or about 1R exactly. But it's okay. We'll see what happens. I do want to see what happens if price can get all the way down below, but I'll think about that later. Okay, 2 minutes here, and let's see where we are. Okay, 5 minute closing below this H2 breakout level. That's good. Looking for continuation. Okay, I was looking for zeros, and zeros or fives, and we got a zero below this level. So I got this move, stop loss at the highs, and then I'm going to be looking to trade this down to at least that previous low of the day. All right, so that's the only trade that I've taken in Asia so far. So this is a trend reversal. pullback pattern on the H2. We have a breakout, flip the breakout level, fake out the high. That's a fake out retracement, and then getting below the breakout level is a re-breakout. The trend breakout would be over here. The better one would be down below. And so the idea is that the H2, so here's H2, is in a trend, and then it pulled back. So this move here, this fake out of the high, that's that pullback, and I'm looking for a continuation move to at least this low. And I don't see anything stopping this move, actually. Let me see if I can find a target. If there's no target, I'm just going to be trailing. Nothing at all here. So this goes all the way back to 2004. Oh wow, this is the lowest it's ever been, I guess, since 2004. Okay, interesting. So yeah, just gonna hold on to this and see what happens. So that's gonna be it for me in for now, and I want to see how Nikkei and UJ. So it did move down. Don't know if this is going to continue. There is news at 12, so about 1 hour left to go. So this is why I did not enter these trades. Nikkei didn't give me an entry. It did give me an aggressive one up here, but in terms of a safe entry, I was looking for a breakout. And I'll be back at 12 p.m. To see what happens with yen news. Okay, market is pushing close to TP. There is news in 1 hour, so I'm going to exit my position really soon here. Going to drop down to lower time frames. Hold on a second here. Okay, I'm dropping down to 15 seconds. Going to set this aside a bit. And let's see if price can continue on down. So I'm going to set an alert here when I get a reversal. I'll have a think about exiting. But because I don't see anything here on the daily, nothing on the left, I do want to see how far this can drop. So we got a reversal here, but not kind of worried about this. Still gonna just let this run. Basically, when I'm looking at the M15, we're in a range here, inside bar. If this closes outside in the next 3 minutes, then this range no longer exists, and this would be a range breakout. So I would expect price to continue on down. What I don't want to see is price go all the way back up and have this range exist, continue to exist. This means that it rejected that move down, and I have to be a little bit careful about continuing on. Okay, the M15 closed inside bar. That means we're in a range here. If this starts to double back up, I'm going to just exit the trade. So if we flip this M1, then I'm just going to exit close enough. So a reason why I'm going to exit. We're in a range here. Don't know what's going to happen over here. I would expect price to continue on down, but if it doesn't, I don't want to be stuck in here. H2 is also about to close. Usually these higher bar closes, there's going to be some type of retracement. And if there's a retracement, I can always just get in on that retracement. So I'm just going to monitor this. If it closes above this level, then I'm exiting. And it'll be less than 1 hour, but it's okay. I just want to bank in something today. Yen, this is what I was looking for on Nikkei, but 30 minutes until news, so no way I'm going to take that. UJ ended up completing that move I was thinking about taking, but again, I did not want to get stuck in news. In hindsight, this would probably be a nice one to take because we've already broken out below that previous day low, so market was already in breakout. So could have taken this one as a breakout trade. While this one has not broken out yet. But that's in hindsight. Okay, here, gonna exit over here. Okay, exited the trade, and that's it. I'm gonna wait for the H2, and then I'll be back. So this would have been the exit right here. I exited slightly earlier, but I didn't want to just sit around for 30 minutes. So just going to take my profit. It's so close to that level. And with the way that I trade now, it's easy for me to just re-enter. So not a big deal. Just going to take my profits and wait until 12. Okay, 15 minutes to 12. Yen news. Looks like it was a good decision for me to at least take exit on NZD Swiss. I probably could have just taken partials and held on to it, but uh, just want to be ahead for today. So not going to look at this anymore, and I'll switch over to yen, Nikkei. Okay, so now I'm looking at Nikkei. We did have that entry bar. This is what I was looking for, a breakout of this level, breakout setup, but there was no continuation here. So it is pulling back. So hopefully this actually will give me a possible entry. I'm going to drop down to lower time frames here, looking at the M15, the 15 seconds, and I'll see what happens at 12. So I'll probably look for some sort of continuation pattern on this M15 or the H2. Oh no, still a while away here. H1, I need to see this close and breakout. And if it closes and breakout, either my trade is going to be an M1 trade or a 15-second trade, depending on what news does. Okay, let's have a quick look over here. USD, JPY. Completed the move I was thinking about. It's a pity I wasn't in that. Lucky I took my profits here on gold, or partials here on gold. Got taken out on this move up. Still looking for the same thing. Inside bars tell me that the previous bias is still exists. So if price comes up over here, then I'll look for the same move again. But again, I'm looking for these breakout levels to be aligned. Okay, so nothing to do but just wait. Okay, here we go. Closed in breakout here on the M1. I have a breakout bar. I see the continuation pattern over here. I would like to see it come up first. M15 has a range. Be nice to trigger the top of that range. That would give me more confidence to take this. Okay, waiting for a setup here. Okay, so here we have a trend breakout. So we have that continuation pattern. This is below and close below, so I can take this one. I'm just looking for continuation here. If it continues, I'm going to take this. Don't like that we're in a large range. I'm going to hide my stops. Let me see the 2 hour here, 2 hour and 1 hour. I'm going to have a wide stop on this one. If it continues, I'm going to keep my stop above this entire structure. So it'll be another 1 hour move. Yeah, gonna have a wider stop on this one. Okay, waiting for continuation here. Okay, looks like it's just ranging for now. Not gonna sit around for this. Just gonna end this video. If I take it, I'll recap it, but just gonna go on with my day. And that's it. So Asia session done.